Hi guys, I'm here with Steve Topple from the Canary. Today we're going to be talking about Mastodon, we're going to be talking about Canary initiatives and just generally how to make independent media a bit better, help us work together. So, Steve, lovely to see you, mate.
Hello, Mr. Barlow.
It's nice to be called by an official name instead of it just being yelled at me by someone who's very angry. So yeah, Mr. Topple, tell us about Mastodon. What is it, and why should independent IMA members get on it?
Okay, so Mastodon kind of was thrust, I suppose, into the public psyche, or rather the Twitter psyche, maybe more accurately, last year with a certain Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter and the ensuing chaos that followed his acquisition of the platform. Mastodon is essentially, I mean, when you go on it, it kind of is set up a bit like Twitter, really. Well, very like Twitter, actually. It's kind of, I wouldn't go so far to say it's a carbon copy. However, the premise is very much the same. The layout is very similar to Twitter. It's functional in the way that Twitter is. However, the key to it is it's decentralized and it's not controlled by any one individual as such. The way Mastodon works is there are multiple servers on there. Individuals can set up their own server, and these servers are the platforms essentially that people join to use Mastodon. So, for example, the Canary, which is why I'm here to talk about this, has set up an independent media server, which anyone can join. We curate that server, if you like. It's very laid back in terms of control. Free speech is paramount. But the point of Mastodon is, and the point of the Canary server is, that it gives people a platform which is similar to Twitter, but without the restrictions. And I mean, in all honesty, people have seen the decreasing functionality almost of Twitter as a platform. It gives people an alternative to that, and it does work very well. There's some glitches which still need to be ironed out, but you know, you saw over in the news the uptick in people joining it was huge when Musk descended Twitter into even more of a hellscape than it is already. So yeah, it's good. It's open source. It's full of free speech. It's very easy to use, but crucially, it's not dictated to by the powers that be or a right-wing narcissist. There we go.
Yeah. I think narcissist full stop seems to be fair. Like, I'm not even sure. I think he'd have any agenda that would suit his narcissism. But that's just my hot take on Musky boy. So interestingly, like, it feels like there's needed to be an alternative to Twitter for quite a while anyways, because it's less bad than, let's say, Google or Facebook in terms of algorithmically shutting you out, but still it does limit your audience somewhat nowadays. And also Twitter appeals only really to a particular kind of audience. So do you think it's worth independent media members, IMA members, getting on there and starting to regularly post their stuff there? Is there a way that they can set up an automated thing, because there's so many platforms that they're on, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, so the challenge with Twitter has always been, I say always, it's been extremely noticeable really since kind of 2014, maybe 2015, that more and more independent media and independent voices are getting shut out because of the algorithms. There's talk back in the day of these rumors in the darkened recesses of Twitter about shadow banning and all that kind of thing, which eventually came to light, and it was going on. So Twitter is more and more controlled and more pushing out independent media, and the Canary knows from its experience that actually gaining traction in terms of click-through to your site or to the content you want to promote is very difficult on Twitter. Twitter's great for promoting yourself as an outlet, but even that is limited, and moreover, click-through and actually being able to use Twitter as a sort of a source of sustainability for an independent media outlet is very difficult. However, that's where Mastodon comes in, because essentially we almost have now this blank canvas of a platform to be able to work with. So from that point of view, it's extremely good. From a point of view of management, it's fairly straightforward. Okay, so it's not set up, and this is the one caveat, it's not set up to be able to automate in the same way Twitter is just yet, but I would presume that that's coming. However, it is quite straightforward to use, and the similarities between the two platforms are the same. So if you're posting something on Twitter, then it's it's a straightforward, almost copy and paste job to then put it onto Mastodon, as it were. So, and the functionality is almost identical. So I would say that it's an opportunity to be involved in something from the sort of earlier days of it. It has been around a while. However, it's only just become this more of this fledgling startup recently. So yeah, I would say it's worthwhile. And the Canary, as an outlet, but also as the independent media server, is going to be doing a lot of work around Mastodon this year. We're currently boxing off exactly how we're going to proceed with it. So it is an opportunity. It's a chance to break the shackles of Twitter, as it were.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. Well, that I think gives a great roundup, and I think that's all members need to know. Would it be cool if they maybe reach out to you if they're interested in finding out more? Would that be sound?
Yes, please. Absolutely. The easiest way to get hold of me is the email is finance@thecanary.co. Probably you'll get straight through to me then, and we can sort that out. But also, I'm sure Mr. Barlow will post some links in the show notes to the independent media server on Mastodon, so people can go straight there and just join it. We have got quite a few outlets on already. We've even got Impress joined us. Press Regulator is using our server, so that's fun.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll have eyes on us. That's good. And just finally, no, they're good eyes. It's important.
They are good eyes. Yes, I have no. The Impress are lovely.
Yeah,
very
again, I think there's a lot of just as a side note, there's a lot of bills coming up around. There's the national security bill, but also the online safety bill and things like that, which could be very damaging and threatening to independent media. One of our shields is that the majority of us are regulated by the only legal regulator, and I know that Impress are going to be making more strides around making that clear and working with Hacked Off and other lobbying organizations to make sure that there's a very public campaign to show that because of Impress, the public can trust our publications, our members' work. And that's going to be, I think, hugely important, especially in the coming age of AI. So anyways, it's a side note, but whilst we're here chatting, are there any final projects that Canary's got on the boil that are kind of collaborative, or that you'd like IMA members to know about before we go?
Goodness, what haven't we got on the boil at the minute?
Yeah.
There was we had a well-publicized issue last year, which we're still working through and is being resolved. Look, we've got lots of stuff going on at the minute. We're obviously we're involved in the Independent Media Association #Indie Media campaign. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background, which we're probably going to start opening up to IMA members. For example, we are a cooperative organisation now with this kind of horizontal way of working. It's very flat, and there isn't some. We very much think that independent media seriously needs to work together at the minute and share best practice and share good ideas, which is what the IMA is there for. And we have a lot of stuff in the pipeline, which we're going to hopefully be launching and then opening out as resources for other independent media. So, for example, we're currently compiling a database of ethical companies who may wish to advertise on independent media sites. We've clearly struggled in the past with our predecessors, as I will call them, using a lot of corporate advertising, all the kind of companies which the Canary really didn't align with and was completely away from our values. And however, we still need that revenue stream coming in for us as an organization. So we're going to have this database of ethical companies which other independent media outlets could approach if they were interested in maybe running advertising on their site. We've got some work we're doing behind the scenes with Jeremy Corbyn's Peace and Justice Project, which hopefully we'll be able to share soon. And that can, again, something that all independent media can get involved in if they so wish. And we'll be having more stuff coming up on the cooperative. We're currently, actually, this is thanks to Impress as well. Thank you, Impress. Well, thank the Canary. Impress approached us because they need an organisation who can advise on transitioning to a co-op. And we're going to be doing some work with Galdem around how that publication can transfer to a co-op. And again, it's something we think we're going to open out into hopefully some sort of I don't want to say training tool, but some mechanism where other independent media, if they were thinking of making that transition or launching as a workers' cooperative, we've now done it, got the T-shirt, we did it in very difficult circumstances. So other organizations would come to us and we could kind of give you a training session, a brief and sort of back-end support on how to do this. So because I think this cooperative model is extremely crucial to the future of independent media, given the restrictions and how challenging we all find, especially funding, for example, at present, but also getting independent media and getting the work we do out there. So there's always loads going on.
Brilliant.
Bags under my eyes, can't you tell?
Yeah. Hey, I was putting on moisturizer before this, and then brightly lit myself just to try and hide those things. So I know how it is, but those are the key issues. There's some great key issues there that we're trying to address. It'll be great to work with the Canary. We'll be doing more of these interviews, hopefully with many more members of the cooperative as well, because it'd be great to get to know all the amazing faces. And because I know we've added a few new faces to the WhatsApp group and stuff like that, so it's always exciting to we're kind of trying to do a series called Meet the Members as well. So hopefully we're going to get to know a lot about the Canary. But these projects sound absolutely amazing, and they're things that we wanted to address and just haven't had the capacity to do so, but have been on that back burner, and we're still trying to do so. So hopefully we'll be working closely with you, as will members. So members, take note, get in touch with the Canary, and thank you so much, and get on Mastodon. The links will be in the description. Catch you all soon. Thanks so much, Steve.